I don't know. The second nade that he threw in, essentially just kind of cut himself off. Then I don't know.
Yeah, and he also kind of knocked himself too, almost. So
he did. Yeah, he did knock himself.
Yeah. Now this plane is a southern one, and that's interesting to me because right now I've only seen Turkish players jump out. I've only seen Turkish players jump, and the nations are deploying.
Yes.
That sounds like, I don't know. It's like, should we shuffle the world and just... Could you imagine that you keep the same areas of the world within the same borders, but we'll do like a shake, and then you pick, and then like Denmark moves to Cambodia, and then like you shuffle all the different countries.
That'd be interesting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a great Netflix TV series.
But you can see the drop sort of split here. They've kind of split the map straight down the middle here. I mean,
I think that was
Turkey on the south side, kind of overextending slightly towards the southern military base. It was a very southern plane path, so I reckon they're reading a military circle.
Could be. We'll see just about now. That's the best military call I've ever seen, Hayes. By the way. By the way, Hayes, are circles not supposed? Wait, Hayes. Wait,
This is miles away.
Wait,
What
Hayes.
is
I have a question for you. Wasn't there this thing that you've been teaching me for the last half year? Where, but the circle is supposed to hit the plane path. Wasn't that a thing, Hayes?
Are the settings right?
Wasn't that a thing, Hayes?
Is this right? That's insane to me. This is literally 2 kilometers away from when the plane path was.
Yep.
I've literally never in my life in PUBG seen this before, ever. I'm not lying. That's okay.
I feel so glad about not having to hear about Hayes saying, but Toby, this is because the plane is always blah, blah, blah. now he's been proven wrong live on camera.
But is it,
after having preached it for so long, he has now been proven wrong.
Looks like such a small circle as well. I don't know.
That's what I said in the first game, but I think the circle settings are just... it's, you know what? It's nations. It's amazing, and we're having a good time.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say with them going out east this game, all of them, and not seeing a single player... I mean, they pretty much didn't send a player out of the plane before they knew that all the Turkish players were out.
Yeah.
They wanted to avoid doing what they did last game.
Yeah.
They did not want to lose, because one thing is Turkey is a hard team to beat. If you start killing yourself to blue, and not only a couple of players, but 9 players, that's almost a third of your team, you're essentially just asking to lose the game.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, you can see the Hungarian players making their way through towards Severny up the north side. Polyderic and one of his teammates here making their way through the Georgia Pole Bay on a boat.
If you had bridge control in this game, like if you're Hungary and you took Cube and the garage compound over towards the Crates Bridge, that could potentially be a win right there. I mean, how the hell are they going to cross from Turkey if you're set at like a full-on parameter on all the bridges?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like they should just go straight for the sort of the bridges. I thought you got a few guns, some utility. They just go straight for the bridges.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems like I mean, with people still out in Pubg, aren't really going to hard commit too. I don't think you can get up there. You have to go to where MİTHRAİN is, right? Can he jump, vault, jump?
Yeah, it looks
vault,
like he can actually.
Jump. Yeah, you can get.
Okay,
up there.
he's got the hang of that. That's fine.
And
he's trying. Okay, there we go. I like
how
all
mountain climber #1.
Yeah, they're wearing like red and stuff. I like that.
Team jersey.
Yeah, they're all wearing the similar sort of coloured jerseys. Just obviously because some of the I think if they're in like squadrons of 8, right? I don't think you can see on your screen everyone's name.
They get like a little blue dot, but in the heat of the moment and with opponents everywhere, it can be very difficult. And I've actually seen that. Oh, what match was that? I don't remember. It was the first season of Nati ons Royale, and there was a team with like 5 players doing the perfect flank, on 7 or 8 opponents, and then a headshot comes in from like a half kilometer away. It was, in all fairness, it was a really good headshot, but it was a teammate that shot him and just gave up their, like, completely ruined their element of surprise, and they all ended up dying immediately after. And it was like one of those, whoops.
Yeah, oopsie.
Yeah, because they were over in the area of the opponents. I mean, if you don't know, then how are you going to know? And I think that was one of the keys to improving communication, making sure that everyone always knew where everyone was, kind of.
Yeah, it sounds like a throw to me, to be honest with you. But yeah,
he's still baffled by this.
I'm just like, what is that? I was so convinced it was gonna be like, maybe like a Primorsk or Ferry Pier, Quarry, or like a Milton Power area circle.
Maybe that's what we're in for with this patch, Maybe that's what we're in for. No more connections.
To be fair, you
no
could
more
be right.
connecting circles.
They could have changed it, but that is going to screw over a lot of people.
As brutal as this is, and as brutal as these type circles will be in competitive play to come, I like it. I hate predictability. I really am not a fan of knowing what's going to happen. That's one of the things that make for great PUBG. That's one of the things that make for great PUBG players, in forcing them to overcome the uncertainties. And if they always know what's going to happen, that just, to me, takes a big portion of it away.
That is true. Yeah, I suppose it would be quite sort of interesting to see how these players adapt to these pretty wild circles. And if it is pretty far from the playing path, and they have to, you know, I mean, every team has to rotate somewhat. You know, I guess that also takes away some of the first circle. Like, I mean, you know, people talk about FaZe and PGC, and
by far. I mean,
yes,
there's very first circle, and the circle after that. That's for sure changing or some things.
Yeah, so I mean that could work out. I don't mind it. I don't mind.
I like it. I don't mind it. I like it. I think it's a good thing. And remember now, guys, for those of you watching, last game, if you see changes in the field, like right here, for example, with the creators in the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, we're playing a Wrangle 2.0. Last game was a Wrangle 1.0. So that means that if we should make it to phase 4, we could keep going into the water.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm seeing a lot of water in it now.
Yeah.
And normally we keep talking and educating you guys on how in phase 4 it shifts away. As far as I know, unless things have changed with this new patch, that doesn't really work the way it's supposed to on Wrangle 2.0.
Yeah.
So we could be in for a lot of water, depending, of course, on where the next couple of circles go. And this one, well, it's still there.
Oh,
that's also a one.
A one gun crate? Is this changed?
I mean, last game there was 2.
Yeah.
Maybe they picked up. No, because it's in the middle of the open. Nobody's been there yet.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not been looted, because it would have had the you know, the little lines gone.
Yeah, this is one of those really tricky situations where not only are there uncertainties in what the circle does, but there's uncertainties in everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the
is this even PUBG? We don't know anything anymore.
Yeah. Confusing, to say the least.
But the teams are split up pretty much west, well, I mean, I guess east to southwest. Right now, Sixmo is the only player inside the circle for his team, but you can see the entire Red Cavalry arriving from down south. I think they just want to make sure that the crossing is safe, because Sixmo is sticking around too, trying to make sure that they have at least one bridge to cross, and they're pretty much all aiming for the same one bridge. Yeah, all
the bridges are pretty much free, so there's no trouble there. I'm still surprised that the Hungary players haven't even taken advantage of that. To be honest with you, since the pretty much all of the Turkish team did drop out first in the plane towards Quarry and Gatka and that kind of area, you think that they take advantage of that that free real estate up in the north?
We haven't really seen a whole lot in terms of scouting yet either. It's been like a lot of pack pushing forward. We did see Sixmo do some things in the first couple of games, but it's not pretty. To me, flanking and scouting isn't the same. Flanking is trying to get into position to take out opponents. Scouting is trying to go into a position to take a spot for yourself. Like, it's more you go aggressive to play defensive, where flanking is go aggressive to play aggressive.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen a whole lot of the, let's see what's over there. But I like that we saw that now with these guys not just blindly crossing the bridge, but they wanted to make sure that there wasn't anyone lurking on the other side. Play it smart, play it safe, and get to the late game. Unfortunately, even though the circles ain't telling us to, or the game doesn't tell the circles to, I guess you should say, we do go back away from the border.
Yeah, it does shift away towards the western shooting range area, just on that hill.
I really wish we get BRDMs.
Yeah, you just point that out. Yeah, there's 2 BRDMs and 2 care
They're
packs
available.
Still available, yeah. So
haven't seen any we saw a flare gun in game 1, I feel like, down in farm, right? Or game 2, was it?
Yeah.
One of the first games
right.
down in. It must have been game 1 then, because it was on a Wrangle. Down in and around the farm area, there was a crate.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see some more here. I don't know if anyone's got any flare guns at all, but they're getting pretty close now. To be fair, there's there was a large divide, but coming into circle 4 now.
I heard a flare gun.
No, 3 now actually.
Yep,
so there we go. Aha.
Was it fired inside the circle? Yes, it
Yes.
was. It was Turkish players firing it from down by the plane crash, right where there was a crate already. It's quite nifty. We can see all the Hungarian players pushing up now. And I actually like how Turkey is positioning themselves, because they are forcing Hungarian players to push uphill.
Yeah.
And I think they want to have that high ground vision.
100%. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason not to have the high ground position. It's just so.
The hillside.
It's such a it's such
it's like an anthill.
It's just such a good advantage to have when shooting down. It's okay. So the first knock comes in. Forge 2K goes down. He was in that shack. I'm not sure why. I mean, he put himself in that shack on his own, and he gets punished for it. That's just on the northern side. It looks like they're going to go for the flash as well.
Yep.
So that is an advantage is going to Hungary somewhat.
1-0 for Hungary in terms of kills so far. But of course, I mean, even, what was it, 9 kills behind? We've seen Turkey come back. So nothing's guaranteed until the fat lady sings.
Exactly. So circle, gonna shift up. We'll see.
Southeast.
You think? No, well,
close
south.
enough.
I mean, yeah.
That was close enough.
Part of it.
Yeah, I mean, and what I wanted since I said southeast was that I want to see what Turkey does in terms of trying to take more control. Do they spread out along the entire side? And I want to see if Flexi, speaking of which, he's actually driving now because he was one of those players out east that I know is one of those that would react fast. They have to get up on that hill. They need to get some sort of control on the top of the hill. They cannot just play uphill, all of them. They need to go up and they need to get a spot. And I think they might actually be able to beat the Turkish players around the southeastern side.
Yeah, it seems so. It seems so. I mean, if they get some sort of ground on the southern side, I mean, while they, as I say that, well, you know, we're looking at the map now, and it seems like Turkey's doing what we thought Hungary should do, but they're kind of taking up spots on the southern side and essentially creating some sort of wall now.
I love this split from Hungary. I mean, not split, this push, I should say. The fact that they've gone in the direction that they have, taking this position. They knew that there were Turkish players down by Flame Crash. They knew that they were all around there, and they knew if we move fast enough, if we rotate quickly enough, we can get a flank around, or at least just a push around to a better position, and it worked out perfectly for them. Yeah,
there's also if they were to push heavily on that southern side, I think a lot of the Turkish players would focus that side, and you know, then they're kind of using their tactics against them in terms of the distraction, and then you've got the sort of this big large group on the northern side that can push in from behind.
It's like a full-on front-line brawl with teams just in front of one another. Normally that some try to flank around, some try to do different things, but right now it's just a straight-on line of each teams. It's just like it's a, what do you call it when you have to drag the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're just standing in front of each other and trying to force the others out of the way.
Oh, it's like a yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But I did see some friendly fire there. I think it was some slight friendly fire onto Vanti, but it does go down to the Turkish players anyway. But just a few shots kind of traded back and forth. Spotted players at the shack just on the southern side there. But as I said, yeah, previously they've kind of made their push on the southern side, and they've left the whole group of them on the north, which could be interesting to see if that works out.
Somewhat split of the Hungarians trying to get control on both sides, and if the northern team can get a flank down towards EFSA and around that way, they might actually be able to contain the Turkish players down in the corner. But we've seen before that even when well, attempted contained, the Turkish players have a way of breaking free anyway. Not the way they do in High School Musical, but
no.
But this way, with guns.
Exactly. But again, shots traded back and forth. Some knocks come through. Jaxi roll CS onto from BSD from the Turkish side. Giga just taking some shots at Hala. Hala is knocked actually, so we'll see if we can hit this nade as well. That's a long one.
Yeah, that needs a good bounce and a little push to it as well. Circle does go up towards Hungary, so despite them being up 1-0 so far, things could turn around for the Turkish. Now, Youth does spot one, spots Kuko, he's going to go down, free, finds Cheese. So as I talk about Turkey might be in trouble, they are starting to find kills.
Yeah, it's impressive stuff. They are up by 3 at the moment, but with this big split, there's just so much going on the south side.
It's just a brawl. It's like a full-on frontline medieval style. With, I mean, it could be World War I too. It's just like a trench warfare of opponents, and nobody really wanting to cross Dead Man's Land right now.
I mean, you even have the trench with the plane itself as well.
Yeah, that is true.
The little trench there, so it's it's
true.
Definitely similar, that's for sure. Again, lots of knocks come back and forth. Lazar, Hueth with some kills.
A lot of kills coming in from the Turkish right now. We have been talking about how so many of the Turkish, because this is where it comes down to just raw aim. I mean, once it's this close, it's just who frags out who. And of course, there's a billion players, and there's nades flying all over the place. But, I mean, for example, down to low HP, but stays alive. But the Turkish just have so many damn good players.
Oh, he gets that res as well. That's impressive. Yep. Frag it. Getting that one. But, I mean, yeah, as you said, it's essentially just a fight of mechanics. You know, who can use the cover most efficiently, because there is a lot of trees, lots of smoke, lots of rocks that they can use to their advantage. And, yeah, if anyone can use it well, it's probably the Turkish team.
They are a very talented bunch, most of which, if not almost all, have competitive playing experience. I'm sure a lot of the players in Hungary has too. There's just a lot of names that I don't really remember seeing before. Genso spotting one from afar, but he's going to go down, and now you can see Hungary actually getting a little bit of revenge here, taking out a few of the players. 21 to 27, still down by 6 players, but don't count them out just yet.
Yeah, no, lots of knots coming onto the Turkish side, and lots of smokes as well over towards that southern area.
I'm seeing what's happening here. So if you look at the map, the Turkish have taken control of the north, and they're going to completely swarm it. Like, they're just going to push around the side, and there will be nowhere to fall back to now. And you can see, oh, actually, as I say that, Hungary do get quite a few knocks, but the entire top is gone for them now. The entire top is gone for Turkey, and the whole backside they had to flank down to, that's completely taken out now as well. Hungary surrounds it essentially. Yeah,
I mean it's a 10 advantage for Turkey here, and now, as you said, they have the whole northern side to push around and essentially just take full control of this circle.
The benefit for Hungary was that whenever they got attacked, they could push back down behind the hill and heal. But now they have players on that hillside too, so they'll see them from the sidelines, and that's where things get really, really, really difficult for them.
Exactly. Again, I mean, on the southern side, it's just a full brawl, as you said, and there's just so many fights going on, small little fights in little pockets, and I think it's going straight towards Turkey, it seems.
Hungary should great. There's nothing left. You got 2 or 3 players left on their feet. The rest of them are out, 7 up, but a lot of those players knocked already. Flexi trying to stay put. He's going to go down. There's only 1 left, and that's going to be a Turkey with 22 players alive. In the end, I think that was the same number as last game, if not even higher. Very, very